Hi.
Welcome to the ashestorubies podcast. We are live Monday morning. Do your thing. Do your intro.
Bright and early. Welcome to Ashes to Rubies, a conversational podcast about life in recovery.
Yeah, that's so good. Do.
Or I had another thought, because really, this is a podcast about living it's a podcast about a transformed life, about transformed lives, and anyone can have life transformation.
Anyone can, yes. Yeah.
Anyone can experience transformation
So
in
true.
their life.
That is true. What's the best thing that happened to you this weekend?
A giant swing that fit like two people, and someone actually, we did it with two people and then someone standing in the middle. It was from a very tall tree. So it was a very tall swing.
I saw the picture.
I swung so high, I almost touched the tree branches with my toes, but I couldn't. My friend who has longer legs than me, she managed to touch the tree branches.
How long was the rope? Was it like a 50-foot rope?
I don't know. It's a really tall tree.
And people were pushing you? Yeah.
And sadly, the evil caterpillars had already eaten all, sadly, but on the plus side, we have an infestation of evil caterpillars that are stripping all of our trees bare. And that tree was already bare when they put up them? We don't
have those caterpillars.
We don't have them in our neighborhood yet, but they are at Petrie Island.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so they strip all the trees bare. Well, they won't hurt the turtles. They just strip the trees bare. And then and they fall on you and they poop on you and they fall in your hair.
Poop.
Yeah. And then they have this whatever that can make you really itchy.
Are they furry?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're black and
They're furry and they have blue and red polka dots on their backs.
Really? I haven't seen one. I think I saw a picture of one. But in Indonesia, where I grew up for 9 years, we had caterpillars that you dare not even touch.
Oh.
I don't know if they were all poisonous, but you would have caterpillars and they have hair and colors and
that's yucky.
They're very aggressive looking.
When you go out, where they are, when you look around, these turn into gypsy moths, white yucky moths. When you look around, all you can see is caterpillars everywhere. It's really? So disgusting. Yeah, it's so gross.
And they make you itchy.
Some people.
But isn't that cool that
some people don't react?
And you were talking about transformational community, which is what our vision is and our mission is. And that's what you see with a caterpillar. We come in as caterpillars, angry, fearful, scared, all of those things. We're rubbing up on people, making them itchy. And then we turn into beautiful butterflies.
These don't turn into beautiful butterflies.
They turn into moths. So some of us will turn into moths.
White moths. Yeah.
Am I going to turn into a moth?
Not nice looking moths.
We had the
Okay, do you want to hear the cool thing?
Monarch. Have you seen a monarch caterpillar? They're like a football that's green. Yeah. Okay, so
the cool thing about these caterpillars, not cool. The one
Morgane knows the gypsy
thing to look forward to is that eventually they're going to grow in population so much that actually because they have no natural predator, and so eventually there are gonna be so many of them that they will actually get a virus and they'll all die off. Oh. But we don't know how many years it'll take before it could take.
We know about those viruses. If we could give them some information about staying 6 feet apart, washing their hands, and wearing masks, they might get through that virus.
No, they won't.
They have to have a predator.
But no, they don't.
How about a bat? So, a bat doesn't eat a moth.
But they're not from here, and so they don't have a natural predator here, and they're anyway. So
maybe bats and eagles eat them, and then the bat and eagle population will explode. It'll be way cooler than gypsy moths.
So humans try to come up with all these solutions to
somebody post a picture about a gypsy
for the gypsy moth problem, for instance. They're trying to come up with all these solutions, but in reality, God has made creation in such a way that actually the gypsy moths will die off. They'll die of this virus eventually when there's too many of them, and then they won't come back for like another 10 years.
Wow. So it's
or something like that.
That's what we have to look forward
and it's
to
the same thing with
decade.
With the cormorants. So in Ontario, we have an overpopulation of cormorants, and so
what's a cormorant? Like, where am I living? Like, I haven't gone out of the house.
It's a bird that has a toxic
Is that what
poo.
kills the
It has toxic poo.
The white ashes?
I don't know.
We had literally 5,000 white ashes cut down in our neighborhood.
I see them out on the water. And so they have.
Man, who are you? You're like.
I love nature.
You're like a naturist.
I know.
You're like David Suzuki.
No, not quite. So the cormorants, the province said like it's open season on cormorants. Anyone can shoot them because there's too many cormorants.
You can shoot birds now in our backyard
because there's too many cormorants. But the thing is, if you just let them be, there's going to be too many of them, and then they'll poop
on each other. And
no. Then they will actually not be able to survive, and they'll die off because they won't. They'll be sickly and weak because they can't get enough food, and so they'll die off. And so that's actually how like
you're giving me anxiety.
If you leave nature alone,
it just takes care of itself.
It takes care of itself,
except for humans.
Humans don't have to intervene.
And then what do we do with humans? Oh, we take care of ourselves and we destroy ourselves.
So we try to control nature and we try to control everything. We try to control.
Do we ever? Wow.
On another episode, we can talk about what's happening with the elephants in Asia.
What is happening? And the white tigers, and you got sea otters. No. And you got when I came back from Canada, I was amazed at how little wildlife is in your house. Like, that was one thing I was like, there is nothing to watch out for when you put on your shoes, when you sleep at night. Like, literally, you could hear cockroaches under your bed. Like, and here, I've seen cockroaches infestations. They're the size of your thumbnail.
They're tiny.
Like, how can you even be scared of a cockroach? In Indonesia, they're the size of your cell phone. And the balance on your toothbrushes. Oh, yeah. Different game. What are we live? Oh, we are. Morgan, shoot them. We got to shoot the birds. We got to shoot the birds, capture them. Oh, yeah, they take care of themselves. They take care of themselves, Morgan. We don't have to shoot anything, although we could and get away with it. We can't shoot in city limits. Who has guns? No one has guns.
Hunters.
What do I have? Do I have anything that I could kill anything with?
Stop
My
it.
attitude.
You don't need to. However, that doesn't stop me from squishing the caterpillars when I see them.
Okay, thank you for that. Comes around, goes around.
I tried.
I hope you don't get squished today. All right,
I try to push them under the water with my paddle because I think that maybe they can't swim because they float on top of the paddle.
Ew. Okay, let's get serious. Let's get our spirituality on. Let's do our couples morning meditation. We are going to take an idea out of our meditation, our daily meditation, and bring it through the day. And that's what meditation is. Contemplative meditation is taking an idea and really let the Spirit of God speak to us through that.
Reflecting on it.
All right.
On it. The determination of our founders. So we're reading out of a reflections book by AA members for AA members, but we're just bringing it to the regular world.
Yeah, because it's a recovery concept. And so the founders are the founders of the 12 steps. So that's what we are.
And AA is a transformative process that has been around for multiple decades.
Early 30s.
So the determination of our founders. A year and 6 months later, these 3 had succeeded with 7 more. That's from the...
Morgan's giving me a weapon
suggestions.
Slingshot. Nice.
If it had not been for the fierce determination of our founders, AA would have quickly faded like so many other so-called good causes. I look at the hundreds of meetings weekly in the city where I live, and I know AA is available 24 hours a day. If I had to hang on with nothing but hope and a desire not to drink, experiencing rejection wherever I went, I would have sought the easier, softer way and returned to my previous way of life.
You know, the story that struck me in the Big Book. And so the founders of the Big Book, the most sober person was 4 years sober. I'm like, where was I 4 years sober? I wasn't in a place to write a book that is going to be a transformative community book. So I really truly believe that this 12-step process is really from God. It's kind of like the Bible for dummies.
And effective.
And so this one story was Bill was away on business and he was just getting sober and all of the deals fell through and he was basically going bankrupt and there was like crisis after crisis and he's in a hotel. And if you know anything about hotels, there's always the hotel bar and the din and the noise and you can smell it, and that he's probably spent a lot of time there. So there was an outside cue drawing him into that. And he just had two choices. One, to go and sit there and have a drink and relax and get his mind off things. But what he had learned is that if he does that, it's going to produce a craving for more, and then he's going to get stuck in that cycle. And then he looked at the phone booths. So back in the day, there was all these phone booths. And so he went into a phone booth and called every church pastor he could find, every minister. And he says, do you have an alcoholic that is beyond help? Can I help? I want to help. And so he actually got in touch with one of the reverends and they said, yeah, we do have a guy. He's in over here. So he went there and he got to sit with an alcoholic and he didn't go into the bar. And so that kind of determination is the new character that God brings into our lives, because what was our character before? I quit everything. Like I've quit everything that I ever tried to start, whether it was extra schooling, whether it was a business or a side business. I was just overwhelmed with the responsibility of I had no determination.
And you were looking for the easier, softer way.
Well, my addiction got in the way and convinced me that the determination of putting effort into that is too overwhelming.
Yeah.
Very good. What's your thoughts of the determination of recovery, passing on the message?
Yeah, I think passing on the message, I mean, I'll share with anyone who wants to listen. And I don't know what happened inside of me. Like, I just remember back to I just remember this moment of I can't live like this anymore. I just cannot live like this anymore. And just going and so it just became something that lit up inside of me. And I became willing to listen and go places where I was uncomfortable.
But I've seen you have determination in parts of your life that you never had any stick-to-itness.
Yeah.
And you have this determination of becoming and being being healthy in all areas of your life.
Yeah. And I think it became really unpleasant to be me.
And around it. No, I'm just kidding.
Really,
you know what gets in the way
of... It became really unpleasant to be me. And I just remember feeling and hearing other people's stories and something kind of snapped inside of me. And I realized I think things could be different. I think I could be different. And I did believe that there was a God. I didn't understand. I had a lot of issues with church and Christians and all that stuff. And yet I was able to put all that aside and just say okay, God. And then I had this moment where this weird experience happened where I felt loved. And I experienced this private moment of feeling loved and valued by a creator who loved me and wanted me. And I think that really was a strong motivation to...
It created new character.
It created this... It was weird. I just had these thoughts of you are so valuable. And it actually pains me that you're in pain. And it was just such a strange experience for me. And then I believed I was valuable and started looking to be different. And I would say, in all honesty, it has become, it is no longer burdensome to be me. Whereas that would have really defined my life of there was so much that I carried that was it was just so hard to be me. And I just felt unliked and I didn't even like myself. And
that's good. Yeah. I while we were just thinking, it's what gets in the way of my determination? I think it's always been trying to be perfect. And so one of our slogans that we throw around all the time is it's about progress and not perfection. And so God is perfect and I don't want to be God. So I don't have to worry about perfectionism because he is perfect. And so I just have to be willing and determined to be with him. And out of my being, I become.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you have, like, I love that part of your story where it's like, I enjoy being me now.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy being around you.
And
Aren't we cute?
when I don't enjoy being me, I can actually recognize like something's happening here and this isn't true.
Mhm.
You know, when I start to spin out and like these things are happening inside my head and I'm writing a story about maybe I was just with some people and you know, I'm rewriting like what happened or they don't really like me or they don't really want to be my friend or oh that I said this thing that was stupid or why did I act like that? Like I can catch that and I can like give it to God. I can
Mhm.
give it away and
All
ask
right.
God to replace it.
We are wrapping up. Go today. And the meditation is about determination. What gets in the way of my determination? Do I have that characteristic where I didn't have it before? Just feel free to comment in the link below. Morgan, thank you for joining us and making comments. And yes, whoever woke up first holds the most sobriety today because today is all we have. And so we just thank you for joining us. Have a great afternoon. Determination. Keep your head above water and let's continue to be in relationship with God. Wash your hands, keep the peace, be of good behavior, and pass on the love that you have received from God. Have a great day, great afternoon. See you all later.